Curious Radio. Curious Radio.
Yo, it's episode 30. I got my boy, Jorge, last name Diaz.
Last name Diaz.
Rhymes with Frias.
What is up,
What
brother?
up, man?
Thanks for coming on the Curious
Course,
Radio,
dude.
man.
And I love that you have a dog. Do you know?
Yeah.
You know how obsessed I am with dogs. And
Bro.
she's just getting to kind of like now
Yeah.
she's licking my hand. She barked at me,
She's a rescue.
and I feel
She's like, okay.
really offended when dogs bark at me because I have
me
so much
too.
love for them, right?
I'm like, I just want to love you,
I
little
just
fuck.
I know. I'm like, you should let
She's
me
like-
love
She's like, okay.
you. Oh, see, there you go. Hi,
See,
baby.
there's the love. What's been up with you, man? You've been traveling all over. You haven't been home.
Yeah, man. Been in I was in Texas shooting this mini series. It was intense,
Dude, I know the miniseries because I read for it. And dude, I love that show. It's going to be so sick, man.
I hope it comes together as beautiful. I have a great feeling about it, man, because it's so much love went into it.
Yeah.
And
it's a true story.
it's a true story, and it's intense. It's about
Your character is are you Garza?
Garza, yeah,
Damn,
man.
bro, with
Yeah.
Arciaga.
Yeah, exactly.
God.
I know. Oh, you know exactly. 'cause you
I
read-
know
yeah.
the whole thing. Yeah,
Yeah, man. It was a beautiful experience. It was
it's
so
a great
unique,
project.
man.
The Long Road Home, right?
The Long Road Home. So it's based on an event that happened during the Iraq War in 2004,
Yeah,
and it was this crazy ambush that happened when the army was out there for a peacekeeping mission. This is like a year and a half after George Bush declared it, like
which is kind of ironic, a peacekeeping mission. Anyways,
right,
go
exactly.
ahead.
But they were there like helping, like with they were actually doing like helping with the
No, I
sewage
feel you,
system
yeah.
in Sadar and Sadr
Yeah.
City and all that stuff. And there was this citywide ambush, and
Narcos style season 2.
It was like, it's intense, man. I mean, the whole story, like I read the book and I was just like, it's a page turner, and you're just like, it's heart wrenching, man. And
bro.
heart wrenching, not just, for American soldiers, for the Iraqi, like everything.
for everybody.
For everybody.
Nobody won in that story.
Yeah, exactly. And you realize, I feel what people are going to take away from the story is that, like, the reality of war.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
War has no winners. Really,
Exactly, man. Exactly.
It's what are they gonna air it on?
It's going to air this fall on Nat Geo. National
dope.
Geographic. So
Yeah,
it's
that's
their
right, that's right.
second scripted series. I think Genius was the first one.
Yeah,
and then
which did great for them.
Yeah, man, they just got today. I think they just got nominated for like 10 Emmys or something like that.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They're doing some shit there, man. They're
So
doing some
yeah,
stuff.
man. Yeah, exactly.
That's cool,
They're a
dude.
good group of people.
Wait, so how long were you out there for doing that?
So I was out there for 3 months, exactly.
Damn.
A little over 3 months. Yeah.
Man, I've been wanting to have you on, man, because dude, I always tell everybody's like, oh, do you know Jorge? I'm like, dude, I love that guy. His energy is so fucking, it's always dope. You're one of the good guys. And I just kind of want
thanks, man.
I was always curious, like, how did you stumble into this world? You know what I
Of
mean?
acting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how did,
I haven't even told you story.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. So it's funny. So I never wanted to be an actor, ever.
Nobody ever did.
I know. I never thought. I should throw in my gum. Cause I'm like, put it in my
My
You're good.
teacup.
Oh, that's right. You got
They
tea. We got tea at Curious Radio. Chai
yes,
tea.
man. He makes bomb ass chai tea lattes. So I went to I was in elementary school and I was like, oh, maybe I want to be an actor. You know, as a little kid, you want to be everything. And it was at a taping for Married with Children specifically.
Oh, dang.
Because
I loved that show, by the way.
one of my best friends, his dad was like, used to take us to like these tapings, and I became
Because you grew up out here too. That's
in
right.
LA. I grew up in LA, and I became obsessed with going to tapings. I loved that. That was the coolest thing in the world, especially if it was a show that I watched.
TV, bro.
Exactly, and it's like this whole world, and you're sitting there in the audience, and then we got to meet some of the cast. And for
damn.
that first time, and my mom's there with me, mind you. And my mom,
Mijo.
mijo. Oh, sí, this is that show, el show con el señor que se pone las manos. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so,
But you're like, oh shit, that's Al Bundy.
it's Al Bundy, right?
Yeah.
We met Buck, the dog, everything.
Oh dang. Oh, that would have been the coolest.
Yeah, it was the coolest, man. So I was there, and for the first time ever in my life, I was like, I think I could see myself in front of the camera, and I never thought that ever. So
It's a scary thought, right? To
It
even
is,
think.
man. So I started doing plays in like junior high and shit, and parents and teachers were giving my mom like really like genuine feedback, going like, no, he's such a natural. He should do.
Yeah.
And I didn't take it too hard. I was just
You were having fun.
Yeah, I was just having fun, and you're a little kid having fun. And I was like, okay. And finally, I convinced my mom when I was in 8th grade to enroll me in an acting class. And my mom's like right away, no, mijo, that career of an actor isn't
But
stable.
it comes out of love, bro.
Yeah, it does.
Latino families
Yeah.
are so paranoid.
Exactly.
Bro.
And I'm like, hold up. I'm like, who says I want to do this as a career?
Yeah.
I'm just like,
I just want to take a class. It's great, Mom.
Yeah. I'm like, I was going to like basketball practice and stuff. I'm like, why can't I just go?
Take it easy, Mom.
I'm like, take it easy. I'm like, and so I take this class and this is, it's so funny. I never really say this. This is how the class I took. It was on Power 106 randomly. Like one of those.
Dude,
like,
that's huge station.
They were like, yeah, huge station. I love Power 106.
Shout out to Power 106.
But like those announcements, like if you want to be an actor, like come to the airport Hilton and da da da. And I just heard it one day and I was like, well, why don't we go?
Where's the airport Hilton, Mom?
Yeah, so Mom was like, okay, pues si tú quieres, mijo, like, and it was on a Saturday, like at noon. So I went to this thing. I remember number 287.
How old were you at this time?
I was like 12, I think. Yeah, 12 years old.
That's kind of a really ballsy thing for a kid.
For a kid, right?
To just be like, look, that's a reoccurring thing. Here at Curious Radio, everybody's been saying it's that naive. Like, you're just like, okay, let's go. Why don't we go there? You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Let's just go there.
Yeah,
so you get there. And
I get there. I was number 278. That's what it was, 278. And all these kids were there were like professional headshots and like stage.
I picture them in suits.
Yeah, exactly. And stage moms. And they're like, okay, son, we're going to do that. And I was just sitting there. I'm like, looking at my mom. I'm like, was I supposed to bring that stuff? I was like, what? So you go on stage and you're like supposed to say like your name and like why you want to be an actor. I forget what other thing. And I was just like, hi, I'm Jorge Diaz. And I'm 12 years old. And I really want to be an actor. And then you have these like interviews with these people that are like supposedly managers and like industry professionals, right? Yeah. So I did this interview. And then
there's quotations here for those of you just listening because there's a lot of scammery and fuckery.
Yeah, exactly. You got to be careful. But so I end up 3 weeks later getting a call from, and they were like, "Hi, this is the so-and-so school." So they're like, "Is your mother home? Like, can we talk to her?" And my mom was like, "Okay." And they offered some classes, right? But my mom was like, "I'm not going to pay a shitload of money for all these classes, blah, blah, blah." But what's cool about it is that they were like, "Have him come." He goes and take a couple classes for free, see even if he likes it.
Yeah.
And I went, and at the time, Jessica Alba had just had just left the class. I graduated.
Oh, dang.
And she had booked Flipper. So they had the Flipper thing.
Oh,
and I was like, oh, I watched that show. I know that. And what's so funny is that Efren Ramirez, Pedro from Napoleon. Yeah. He was my teacher's assistant. So it was a commercial acting class.
Kind of a legit class.
Yeah, it was cool because I'm grateful to, even though it was like a business in a sense, but I'm grateful because I got an agent through that class. So this is like as a 13-year-old, and I started getting sent on auditions. So I did it throughout my high school years. I like would do like random commercials, and then
how was that? Like you couldn't really see the money at the time, right? Because you had like a Coogan account or something.
No. You see the money, but then I remember my first audition, man. I auditioned for. I've never even saw this. I auditioned for. Do you remember John Leguizamo's The Pest?
Yes.
Movie The Pest.
Oh yes, bro.
So I auditioned.
You auditioned for The Pest?
I auditioned for The Pest, and I booked it.
What?
So let me tell you the whole story. So I go with my dad.
Breaking news, Curious Radio.
But I didn't end up in the movie, and I'll tell you what.
Ah, man.
I know. Here, let me tell you stuff. So I go to this audition, and it's my very first audition ever. I got this agent. They're like, "Oh, you have an audition," and I was a real chunky kid, right? I was like 13 years old, and I went in. Literally, the title was "Fat Loser Boy," and there's this whole scene. I'm playing basketball with John Leguizamo, and then we play basketball, and he leaves me hanging on the rim, right? And I'm like, "Hey, man, fuck you, blah, blah, blah." So I go to this audition, and I remember exactly. It's right in front of El Coyote, that's Mexican restaurant in Beverly. That's right across the street from it.
Yeah, know what you're talking about.
And I go in there, I read for the casting director, and they're like, "Oh, Jorge, great. Can you have a seat outside?" And I was like, "Cool." And I see the other actors going and leaving, and I'm just waiting. And this guy comes, and finally Ross, the casting director, is like, "Yeah." He goes, "This is our director. Can you read it one more time?" Okay, do. And
this is after you had already read.
Yeah, and he's like, "Do another take of it," and then they're like, "Okay, congratulations, you've got the part, buddy." And I was like, "Wait, what?"
They don't do this.
They don't do this, at all. Like, you never find out on the spot.
No.
And they go, "Okay, so we're gonna get the second AD on the phone." He's like, "Tomorrow morning, like we need you on set at 7 a.m." And
they were already shooting.
Yeah, they were already shooting. They casted it like this, and so that Monday was Labor Day, and they go. So I'm on the phone with the second AD, and they're like, "Okay, this is the address you're gonna come. Make sure to bring your working permit." And I was like, do you have your working permit?" I was like, "No, this is my first audition. I didn't even know I was supposed to have a working permit." And they're like, "Put Ross on the phone." And then they put my agent on the phone, and my agent's like, "Well," and I was like, I didn't know I was supposed to have a working permit, and they
Yeah.
could have ordered it, but the labor commissioner was gone like for the weekend because Labor Day was that Monday.
Yeah.
So anyway, I didn't get the part. But then
Ah.
I know. But then after that, I was like, this shit's easy, man.
I booked
I
my
was
first
like,
audition.
really?
Too,
That's
and
amazing.
Gabriel booked his first audition
Really?
on Freedom
A
Rider.
Freedom Rider. That story's incredible, man.
Dude, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Denzel, his first movie he ever worked on was Training Day.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he was supposed to be an extra, and he just yelled out a couple lines because he didn't know it was his first movie set. And they're like, "Shit, let's upgrade this kid." And he became SAG after that. It's crazy, bro.
Wait, Denzel?
Yeah, Denzel. Do you know Denzel Whitaker? Are you talking about which Denzel you talking about?
I'm like, man, Denzel Washington back into Training
You're like,
Day.
wait a
I was
second.
like, Denzel been acting way before Training Day, dog. I was like, this fool is, he's just like, yeah, man, you know Denzel Washington, Training Day,
That'd be so
first
fucking
movie.
funny. But yeah, so you booked your first
I'm like
movie.
sweating, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I booked my first movie, and I was like, man, I should have gotten into acting way back in the
Yeah.
day. I could have been like, you know,
Yeah.
on a TV show already. I told myself that.
And then boom,
And then
nothing.
nothing for
That's-
like
that's-
2 years.
That's the universe being
I
like,
know.
hey, fucker, don't get cocky. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? It's so crazy. So then,
So then after that, man,
but you were like 13 when that happened.
I was
right?
13. So I did it all throughout high school. I recorded on the Spanish sitcom.
Oh, dope.
Who actually look how the universe works too. Carlos Portugal,
Yeah.
the executive producer of East
East
Los High,
High.
where we
Yeah.
met,
Yeah.
was the executive producer of that show, and I was like a 15-year-old.
Did he know about that?
No, I'll tell you. Like when I walked into the audition for East Los High, he was like, Jorgito? Like Luisito?
Yeah.
Luisito was my name on the show. He's like, oh my gosh, what the hell? I'm like, what? He's like, oh my God. He hadn't seen me like in
Oh my god, like 10
in
years.
more than that. Yeah.
my God.
Yeah. Like he hadn't, about like 12 years or something. Like 10 years. No, 10 years.
So you recorded on that.
So I recorded on that
And
for like
he was the producer on there?
yeah, he was the executive producer and the head like writer. He was like the showrunner pretty much
What was the show was that?
on Telemundo. So it was the first it was the only sitcom because it was like multicam like with a live audience sitcom.
Oh shit.
And it was based on One Day at a Time, the show that they brought
Oh, yeah,
back
yeah,
now.
yeah.
And it was called Solo en America. And it was about this single mom living in
I feel like I
Brooklyn.
remember that.
And there was another one called Los Beltran. And that
Oh,
was
yeah.
the Cuban family living in Burbank. And so they aired for like 2 years. And so I was on it and I was missing school and stuff. Anyway.
But then that's kind of a fucking big deal.
As a little kid, like you're just like, oh, and then you're
So
like,
you're kind of like in high school.
yeah.
But you were kind of awkward when you were younger too, right?
Oh yeah, I was super. I mean, I was like the goofball, but then I was
But
yeah, because I was like, yeah.
that's got to be a weird time, right? You're on TV, but you're like going through puberty. And
Yes,
finding
totally.
yourself as
Yes,
a person.
man. Yeah.
So what
for
was
sure.
that, man? What was happening there? You were missing school.
I was missing school. I would just miss like maybe like 1 week every 5 or 6 weeks because I was recurring on
That's
it.
not too bad.
So it wasn't too bad, but I had gotten like a scholarship to this private school and I was going to like a
So you
really
were, like, a good
good
student,
high
too.
school. Yeah, I mean, I got into this high school, Loyola High School, which is
Damn.
it's ranked. Yeah, it's one of like the best high schools in the city, and it was an awesome experience.
Did you guys live near there, or did your parents have to drive you all the way?
We lived like maybe like 10 minutes from there. Not even. Sometimes it would take like 7-8 minutes to get there. But they, I was like on financial aid too,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And so they
This is like a super baller, dope, smart people school.
yeah, it's a lot of these kids, and I got in because of my interview pretty much,
Yeah.
because I had a really great interview, and my 8th grade grades weren't the best,
Holla.
but I was like this little kid, and I got in my interview. I was just like, yeah, like I want to try the theater program. I think I want to be an actor, and I want to do
Like-
this. And I was getting along so well with this English teacher, and she's like, oh, honey, you need to come here, because a lot of kids that are like really bright, but they wanted people to be like and get involved with the school, and that's what they like kind of preach. They teach the whole person. They want like a well-rounded like individual, like.
Well,
when they
because
graduate,
so
yeah.
many people are crack, like crack under the pressure of like
Yeah.
popularity and all this shit. It's
Yeah,
just like,
that
it's kind of
too.
it's a big package.
Well, also they didn't want just kids. Like they go, we could find 4.0 students and like
True.
everywhere. It'll be filled with all these like bookworms. Like we
Yeah.
want people like that. He's like, we have all these amazing programs, and we want people to just find their niche and find what they do and flourish and like just like
Yeah.
flourish doing that.
So you were going there for high school,
So I was going there for high school, and
but missing.
missing. So I took my senior year
But
off.
they should be kind of understanding, right? Because that's what you were going
They
to school
sh-
there for.
Yeah, well, I was like, I did like the first play there, and I ended up doing like stage crew stuff, and I ended up getting into, I was like my junior class president, stuff like. So I was like involved in the school a bunch,
But you couldn't
But-
be there sometimes.
but it worked out kind of because the show was gonna be put on hiatus, and then the show ended up just like never coming back.
Yeah.
And so I took my senior year off. I graduated. I went to a junior college for like a year, and I was trying to go to USC. And at the time, there's all this family drama, and I started auditioning again. So I booked a couple episodes of Boston Public.
Which is crazy because I always tell people this. USC is in the middle of the hood. Like
it is,
smack center of South Central.
Yeah, man.
People call it University of South Central.
Exactly, yeah.
It's the middle of the hood.
And you see these little white girls on like their bikes. I was like, but it's cleaned up a lot now.
Yeah, but like a mile
but like back in the day,
like a mile radius around.
Yeah,
but back in the day.
Back in the day, man, yeah.
I always tell people, I'm like,
you gotta be careful.
LA this valley, everything, bro. Like, it was so much different just 10 years ago when I was in high school.
Yeah, man.
Damn, I shouldn't. That's fucking crazy.
When we were in high school, I remember.
So you started auditioning again.
So I started auditioning again, booked a couple episodes of this Fox show at the time, the Nickelodeon show. But I was...
Which Nickelodeon show?
The Brothers Garcia.
Oh, dope.
So I booked a couple episodes of that. So I was always juggling. Auditioning and going to school. And finally, I was like, you know what? Let me just graduate. Let me just be like, look, Mom, I graduated. Here you go. Yeah. So I ended up getting into this college up in the Bay Area, and I stopped acting for like 4.5 years.
Oh, damn.
So I went to a little liberal arts college up there.
So you were committed to getting a degree. You had to get a degree.
Because all my friends also at that high school, everyone was going like 4-year college. But I mean, kids were like going to fucking Berkeley and Harvard and Yale. And I knew I wanted to be, because I was the first person to graduate in my family. So I just like, let me just like, I want to at least get that and be like, and have something to fall back on. I did it really for my mom, but I really wanted the college experience. I just wanted to go and like
and it kind of has to. I feel like I missed a part of that. That I didn't do that because I didn't do the whole college.
But it's not for like everyone. You know what I mean? At the same time, but
school, I just can't.
Yeah, no, I couldn't go back to school now. I kind of want to, but just to take photography classes, something like or painting.
Yeah,
just paint.
You know who takes a painting class? Alicia.
Really?
Yeah, she's like dope at painting.
Oh man, I want to do that.
You should hit her up.
Yeah, dude. There's these painting, like the wine and painting classes in LA.
Oh, I know.
There's like, it's called like painting and vino, and you just go in and you're like, there's a bartender, and you're just like, I was like, I want to do that, man.
That's kind of cool.
Isn't that cool? That's a good concept.
I'm not a big drinker. I'll get drunk off of one glass of wine.
Yeah, I can't. I don't drink. I barely drink anymore. I get like, I have one sip of something, and I'm just like.
But it's kind of cool because you're cheap, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're just like,
what do you think? Jameson on the rocks,
and that's it. After one, you're good. But yeah, man. So after I graduated college, I came back. Sorry, this is a fucking long ass story.
No. This is what Curious Radio is.
So I came back to LA, and I knew in my heart I wanted to get back into acting. So when in high school, I was just a communication major.
When you got back, like your mom was super over the top proud. I'm sure,
yeah. So I graduated, but she was happy I graduated. But then my dad's like, "Mijo, real estate's really good right now. You should." So I got my real estate license. Of course. But inside, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get back into acting.
You're like the typical Latino in LA.
I know, right? Got my real estate license. Didn't do shit with it though.
Nobody does.
And then I started working with this broker, and I was putting so much time to try to get that business started. And mind you, it's great knowledge. I wish I remember half of it now. I don't remember anything.
Did you ever do so you did that as a job?
So I started doing that, and then inside I was like, I want to start acting again, but then I should just get a part-time job and start like submitting myself on stuff. Yeah. So I started working at a restaurant and just literally like casting workshops, submitting myself online every day. And then I ended up getting a commercial agent.
And this was like, you were already, so you were like 24 at the time. You're already out of college.
So I was like, I was like 22.
Yeah.
And then and so I graduated. I got my real estate license and then didn't do anything. Yeah.
So you're like, I'm going to go work at a restaurant and figure this acting thing out.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I did. So I just, thankfully, the commercial world, I started booking like right away. Yeah. I always book like Spanish commercials.
I see this guy at every fucking commercial audition. and then I see you like on every commercial on TV. People don't realize how great of a living commercials are. Like
they're not what they used to be.
No, they're not.
But
they're wonderful.
It's cool because you never know how much you're gonna end up making. Sometimes you're like what? They already aired online for like a month, and you're just okay. But for a day's work, it's amazing.
It's crazy.
It's cool.
But sometimes when you get like a good one running, and you just start getting checks, and I know. I feel weird. I'm like,
you know who I want to ask is JJ Soria. You know that State Farm that's been airing for like 8 years.
It stopped, I think, after like 6 years or 5 years. He was like, dude, I made crazy money on it.
Because every year it had to get renegotiated, I think, to like use it again.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Insane.
Yeah. But anyway.
But you were doing commercials.
So I was just doing commercials for 3 years. So I was living back at home, And I was trying to figure shit out, and I was working part-time at this restaurant and then just making like random commercials here and there. And finally, after 3 years of doing that, inside I was like, man, I want to start auditioning for TV and film stuff again. And I couldn't find a theatrical agent at all. And I had,
the agent you had when you were a kid was long gone, right?
Yeah, long gone. And now
when you went to college, you kind of cut ties with everybody.
Yeah, and I would have gone back with her, but I think she retired. The one I had as a little kid. And so I was like, I need to just submit myself on like short films and student films to build a reel, because everyone wanted to see like a demo, and I didn't want to show them what I did as a kid, because I look like a baby. I look like a little 9-year-old chubby kid. I look like, I swear to God, I always look so much younger than what I am. So then I met with this manager, and at the time I didn't even want a manager. I was like, but she called me out on a lot of things. She's like, what do you see yourself doing? I was like, well, I could see myself doing naturally comedy, but then I guess more television stuff. I want to do film. She's like, well, why don't you have any of the major improv schools under your belt? And I'm like, oh, I've been talking about doing that. Oh, I've been thinking about doing that. I've been thinking about doing that. And I caught myself saying, I've been thinking about doing that like 4 times in the conversation. And I got mad at myself. I was like, man,
I haven't done any of these fucking things.
I was like, yeah, I've been thinking about it for like what? And now 3 years have gone by. So I just I started I was always in some kind of class though, which is cool. I was always training. So I got back and
that was so much fun. Like,
man.
I almost kind of missed that hustle. Like in the beginning, when you're just going to class and you just
dude, right? Exactly.
It's kind of
it's
fun,
cool.
man.
Yeah, I'm still down to do that. Too, man. It's awesome. So I just did that, man. And then little by little, like she started sending me out on audition. I would book like one line on like True Blood, one line on an episode of this, one line on an episode of this, and I booked like a little network showcase, like diversity showcase.
Yeah.
And then it was like a guest star, and then it was Paranormal Activity and East High happened like at the same time.
Yeah.
And then
Paranormal Activity was really cool. That
it was a fun one. It was fun.
And I love how they switched it. And it was like Latinos. You know what I mean? It's like I love watching you because I'm like, of course, that's Jorge right there. And East High was another one that was very similar to that.
Yeah, exactly, man. It was a similar like character too. Yeah. Always like the best buddy.
Yeah.
But then after that, and then it just became like just boom and then done.
It's been kind of crazy after that.
So now it's been like it's just been consistent. I think now finally after so many years, thankfully, there's been like a team of like of representatives. Like my agents, who like my commercial agent is always sending me on auditions. My voiceover agent is always sending me on auditions. So I'm just auditioning so much.
Something has to hit.
So
and I always feel like it's like eventually your card gets called. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's a line, right?
Yeah.
And then, like not everybody can do every single part.
Exactly. That's so true, man.
And like
so true.
And only and especially Latinos. Like there's only a handful of us. You know what I mean? And
exactly, man.
It's like eventually, if you just stick around, eventually someone's gonna be like, all right, cool.
Yeah,
you got
man.
the part, bro.
And we all have. What's beautiful is that we all have like our own like energy that we bring in. Yeah, unique energy we bring into that room. So sometimes I go in there, I'm like. And I know, I'm like, I'm just going to have fun, do my best. But I know when they see my buddy Luis, he's perfect for this. Yeah, and I almost like inside, I'm like, I want him to get it. Because, right? You want him to like, he's the perfect person to tell that story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
or this person, like,
you could totally picture in your head, you're like, this person would be good for this
story. Exactly, yeah.
This isn't in my best interest, but...
But yeah, man, just been having... And learning to have fun in the process, you know what I mean? Because we have to. If not, like, what's the whole point?
Dude, I caught myself, man, because I kind of went through, like, a metamorphosis for a little bit. I caught myself because I'm like... I cut myself off. I was like, why am I doing these fucking parts that I don't give a shit about anymore? Why am I doing these... like, you know what I mean? Because eventually you get caught into this pattern where, like... You're doing things for money as opposed for the fun of it. And you're like, why am I doing a stupid fucking movie? Like, that I don't want to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I don't know. It's like, I did this to have fun, not to do some shit I didn't want to do. I did it to do the things that I didn't want to do. Like have a job, like a 9-to-5. Like,
right. Exactly, man. Because I know my soul would just...
Dude, I did it for because I didn't go to college. I did the corporate thing, and I was like, let me just see what I can do here, and I was good at it. I have the gift of gab, so I can talk to anybody.
Yeah, totally, of course.
I was a salesman. Exactly. I was like, yo, I'm slinging this shit.
Yeah,
and I just made money. And
it's so true, man. I can totally see it.
And it totally worked, bro. But it was like I was slowly being poisoned every day, bro. Every day, I'm dwindling like a fucking rose in Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm
totally.
Like, and it's like. It's just not for me. It's
like,
not for me. It's for somebody, but it's not, it's not for me.
Right.
now we're fortunate
man.
enough to do this as a living. It's so crazy, bro. Like, what do you think was the leap off point for? What do you think was the thing that changed? You know what I mean? Because there's like a moment I feel like with a lot of us where you're just like, oh, dude, after that, nothing was the same. You know what I mean?
You know what? To tell you the truth, I feel like for me, it's been like just a prime example of baby steps, because it literally was me going auditioning for like student films, from me submitting myself every day to like finally getting representation and then booking the one line on a certain episode, and then doing that for like to get all the co-star roles, you know what I mean? And then it was like, okay, a guest star, but then still going out for co-stars, and then it was like little like stoner movie, like indie, super like low budget, and then this other little short film, and then this other little thing, and then it became Paranormal Activity was the first like studio movie I'd ever been a part of. Yeah. And then after
you did the 33 after.
Yeah, the 33. Yeah, right after. Actually, it was right while I booked it.
I feel like that's the same casting director.
Yeah, actually, Carla Houle. Yeah, Carla, she's awesome, man. I used to think she hated me.
Everybody.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I was like, I don't think Carla, I'm like, likes me. And then
you're getting cast on all these. Yeah,
I know. And then she's awesome. They and after that, it was just like, okay, guest stars, and then like, I didn't know like Esos High was gonna. I thought it was like a little web series. I didn't know it was like Hulu was gonna pick it up, and then Philly Brown too.
Philly Brown
was like
Did you meet Gina and Philly Brown?
Yeah, I met Gina in.
I feel like everybody. JJ was in Philly Brown.
Yeah, JJ was in. That's how I met JJ too.
Chingo Bling was
Jesse before though.
Chingo Bling was in fucking.
Yeah, Chingo Bling was in Philly Brown.
Shout out to Chingo Bling.
I love Chingo Bling.
We went out to see him.
That's right.
We went to a show of his. What was it? The Improv or something?
At the Improv in Hollywood. Yeah.
He's made a fucking brand for himself.
Yeah, now he has a Netflix special, man.
Dude.
That's awesome. I know.
The dude had like a store. He's got his tour going on.
I know, man. He's got merchandise. He's like, what's it called?
Dude, he's an entrepreneur,
from
man.
Like, Mel Brooks' little character, the Yoda from Spaceballs. He's like, what you need? I got it. Da-da-da. You know, he's got like, we got da-da-da. He does. He got like bobbleheads and shit.
He's got everything, and he's learned how to market himself, man. He's doing his thing.
Dude. He was a marketing major.
That's what it was. Yeah. That's right. We talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Shout out to Chingo Bling.
Yeah.
So you met a bunch of people on that movie.
Yeah, on that movie.
So it's kind of like you're doing these projects that kind of are little flowers.
And
bloom.
Yeah, that's so true, man. Because it became that went to Sundance, and then
swept and killed out there.
And Gina, that's where she like kind of got so much recognition. Like Hollywood Reporter was like, she's the next big thing. And
and they were right.
Yeah, man. And her story is amazing, dude. And she like struggled. And we didn't know that when she booked Jane the Virgin, this is Gina Rodriguez, she was gonna be walking on like 6 months later getting a Golden Globe,
It's so nuts.
And now she's doing like movies with like Natalie Portman and Mark Wahlberg. Yeah, man.
Has she been around, or she's still are they on hiatus or not, Jane?
Jane, she's shooting a movie right now in summertime, and then she's going back for the 4th season. Yeah, she's killing it, man.
And that show it's so well done. It's perfect.
Yeah, exactly, man.
And it's I love that one. I love that because it's like I remember I went to like a screening before it aired, and I was like, this is perfect that she held out.
Right.
And eventually it was like, this is the one.
This is the one. Yeah.
And it delivered. Like, because so many times people wait and be like, this is the one, and fuck it up.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But she's a killer, man. So you met a bunch of people on
that movie, and then after that, just been just doing like like random guest stars, and then this series is like I feel like probably like one of the biggest things that I've done. This Nat Geo series.
Dude, it's man, I'm telling you, man. I was looking at your Instagram videos and shit. I'm like, oh, that looks so dope.
It was intense, man. I mean, it was a beautiful experience, but because you're with the families of these soldiers, and it was
they brought them on the set.
Yeah, man, and hearing some of their stories, and you're just like, I was crying.
I'd be crying the whole time.
Oh, dude, they're such.
But it helps you as an artist, right?
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
It makes it easier, way easier.
Yeah, because it puts a heart and a face to like these. You're just like, these are living human beings,
and that's why people don't understand too. Like the preparation process of getting into a part is not so much a lot of time, like especially when true stories. It's not so much of like I need to like go into myself. It's more of like let me understand this and personify this.
Yeah, because the more you understand it, the more you empathize with it, and naturally like your heart just opens up.
Yeah,
and it's almost like we go to a movie, and you see we cry because we empathize with it. You know what I mean? We see ourselves and we go, I could see myself in that situation. You're like, oh, you know what hurt feels like. You know what loss feels like. Or you know what, like, triumph feels like.
Well, you know what the crazy thing is that I feel like, and this is just me being a crazy guy, I feel like we're all one, right? In a way.
Yeah,
we're just a massive energy, and we're all looking out of different windows, in a sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, you know, I'm looking out this one, and we all have different perspectives, right?
Yes.
And so while that happens, when we see someone cry, it's like there is some type of connection with that.
Totally.
Because I've watched videos like on YouTube of, like, you know, all the fucked up shit that's happening in the Middle East, and I'm just weeping. I've never known any of these people. I've never seen them.
Man.
Like, I don't even know if it's real or not. Like, I don't know shit, but I don't know why something just pulls on your heartstrings.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
And you see all the videos I post. Like, I post a bunch of shit that just makes people cry.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way, man. I'm always like, this is the one, the father, and you want to go hear his heart, his daughter. Yeah. I was like,
oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
man, I love those, man. Anything that make me cry.
But it's good to get out in the morning.
Like, yeah, man. It makes you appreciate things. You know what I mean? It's just a constant reminder.
Back to gratitude.
Yes, dude. And we're just, I feel we all serve as like mirrors to each other. You know what I mean? And if we could just, we just got to take care of ourselves and like
100%. And everybody thinks that outside is the answer.
Yeah, outside's the answer. Like, no, man, cultivate love. Do things that like fill you up with love, and that if you're filled up with love, it has to be directed out somewhere. Like that tree's gonna get it, or that human being right there. You know, like, but like if I feel super good, then I know I affect everything around me because we do, and that's science. You know what I mean? Exactly, dude. Yeah.
And I don't know, man. It's so hard to forget that too on a daily basis. But
totally.
Like you said, it's baby steps, dude. It's baby steps every day. Like I've been fucking with this for like the past year and a half, like trying to get this routine down of like, okay, what meditate and what make, you know what I mean? And like, because a lot of times you can't force shit either too. Like, you know, when you force things, I don't know. It's such a weird, like, go with the flow. We just had an episode and we said that it's more about like controlling the way your flow moves, not necessarily controlling the flow, if that makes sense.
Exactly, because you can't. Exactly.
You can't control the ocean.
Exactly.
You can control how you float.
Floating. Yeah,
or you swim, but you can't control the ocean. So you're like,
exactly, man.
You know, and I don't know, and it runs like parallels a lot with this industry. I feel like because a lot of it's. And this, so much is out of your control.
So much is out of your control, and that's the thing. I feel like that's such a human thing to want to control circumstances. Because the thing is, and what that stems from is a fear of not feeling safe. Because the thing is, I need to control it. Because if not, I have a fear of either not having enough, not having enough. Here's my list of fears. You might not be conscious of those fears. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they might be deeply buried in your subconscious.
But if you actually like analyze it, you go, oh shit, I didn't realize that I'm scared deep down of like not feeling safe, or what's the worst that could happen to me? Oh, I guess will I lose my job, or will I, whatever it may be, you know what I mean? Yeah. And suddenly, so we want to control things, but if we just allow it and just all we have control of is just doing our best. And you know what? I just saw, shout out to Oprah, but I love what Oprah says about like,
hey, she's a beast, man.
She's amazing. I hate when people hate on her because you can't hate on Oprah because her life story.
Formosa, bro.
Yes, man, her life story is ridiculous, dude. She was like came from nothing, was raped. Yeah, like twice, I think.
Oh my god.
Yeah, had like
as a child, right?
Yeah, and as a child, had pregnant, lost the baby, and like her dad,
traumatic.
It was just. Her story is incredible.
How can you not root for her?
Exactly, man. So if
you're not rooting for Oprah, fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. So then, but she's always like, be responsible for the energy you bring into like a room, or that you have a responsibility of like the energy you walk around with. You know what I mean?
And that's what goes back to what I was saying about you, man. Like you're one of those dudes that brings that type of. There's a handful of people that I can think of. Like another one's like Renee Rosado.
I love Renee.
You know, I'm gonna have one too.
Yeah,
you. I feel like I vibe on that same man. JJ is just like there's like a handful of people that you're just like, oh, I know that.
JJ crazy.
Yeah.
JJ crazy.
Yeah. JJ's been on the podcast twice. He's a crazy motherfucker.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He just booked the show, The Oath.
Yes, wait.
He's in Puerto Rico right now.
What? Good for him, man.
It's huge, bro. 50 Cent's the executive producer.
What?
Yeah, it's great.
I'm so proud of him,
The dude from True Blood's in it, too. The guy who played Stackhouse. I forget his name.
Oh,
There's a bunch of people. They're all heavy hitters.
Nice, dude.
It's a true... I won't give too much away, but it's about the LAPD, like early 90s shit here in LA. All the crooked cops, Rampart scandal.
That's gonna be amazing.
Bro, I was looking at the Bible. It's so. I shouldn't be saying this.
I know he's like. I mean, JJ didn't show it to me.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
oh,
And
okay.
I mean, I know about like every project that's going on.
Yeah,
but it's
exactly.
like, you know, you have to kind of in this
Yeah.
industry, and that's another.
I
thing.
should be more like that.
But
Because I don't
shouldn't.
know anything.
No, I shouldn't.
I don't even watch TV.
I shouldn't, bro, because it's. I keep going back to like, it fucks me over, and we were talking about this with Gabe, that a lot of times like you overanalyze shit, and you want to control and want to learn more, and you hype these people up. These
Yes.
producers and these executives and all these people, and they're just fucking people. They don't even know what they want. They're just they're just as nervous as you are.
Exactly.
Maybe even more nervous.
When you realize everyone's just scared of everyone else and no one really knows what they're doing, then
No.
you're like, yeah. But then it's hard to realize that because if you suddenly you put us in a room tomorrow, like, oh, you're auditioning for the next Spielberg or James Cameron movie. You're like, what? And then and I've worked so hard at trying not to think of that because we put these people on a pedestal, like what you're saying.
For no
reason,
and that's
man,
why
they're just
I feel like that fucking first audition thing is always the thing. Right?
Yeah, because you're just kind of going there, kind of like,
who's this dude? Who's that?
Yeah, man.
What are you pushing the button? Okay, you're standing over here.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You're just, and I feel like so many people, you give off that energy when you go in there, like hire me, hire me, hire me, hire me.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then they're like, ugh, that. It's almost like when I was just talking about like a lot of times it's everybody wants you to play hard to get. Like if you walk in there like you don't give a fuck a lot of times.
Yeah.
It's like because not because you don't, but just because you're like,
Yeah.
You know, I might not get. A lot of times you're like, who is that? They're brilliant.
Yeah. No,
I don't know why.
Yeah,
least
that's
for me,
true. No, confidence has so much to do with it. But you know what? I realized that when I actually was a reader with Carla Hool, and I helped be a reader in audition. And you're so relaxed when you're doing that. And I've always recommended that to actors, man. Yeah. You're sitting there, and literally, everyone's just like, "Oh, what should we order for lunch? Okay, should we bring their next person in? Okay, yeah, we'll call him. Here, make your order. All right, Joe Schmo, you're not." And they come in, and you're so relaxed
that you can feel.
You can feel them as soon as like someone's like, "Whoa, this person's hella nervous. This person's trying too hard to impress," or this person isn't prepared at all, and they're just kind of like, trying to wing it, and you feel it right away. And I was just like, damn, man, and you start thinking about all the auditions you walk, and you're like,
what did I do in there?
Exactly.
And that goes back to being responsible for the energy that you bring into the world.
Yeah, dude.
But so many times it's just, I don't know why, man. I don't know why. Because a lot of times it has nothing to do about the money. It doesn't have, sometimes you don't even give a fuck about the part. Like a lot of times I think it's because of actors, like you need validation for your craft, you know, every now and then.
Yeah, I know. And you don't want to, exactly, I feel you. Because
you know
you're like, your actor, my teacher always says this, he goes, it's your actor brain, because you have like this actor brain in it, like constantly like needs the validation, like, wait, am I good enough to be doing this?
Yeah.
Please tell me, should I keep on pursuing it?
Oh my God.
No, dude.
And everybody has it. Nobody talks about it.
I know.
Everybody has it. Trust me, everybody has it.
Yeah.
They're like you in the middle of the night, you wake up like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah,
you know?
because you're constant. It's a craft where you're there and you're interpreting material that's given you. It's like words, and it's a reflection of your interpretation. It's a reflection of your vulnerability. It's a reflection of like what you, and so you're kind of just putting yourself out there. It's so vulnerable, but that's the kind of the appeal of it. I feel like too, because that's what attracts me to. Because I want to be fearless. Like inside the little kid, little Jorge, right?
That's me,
you just want to be fearless.
Like fuck, I'm gonna go in there and take it.
You know exactly. I mean? And so I feel even when I don't get parts, I'm just like, if I go in there and I'm so present, I'm connected, and I feel I just was so authentic in the whole, like whatever I was trying to depict.
Yeah.
I walk out of there going like, at least I did my best job.
Have you read the 4 agreements?
Yes, man.
And that's one of the agreements.
Yes, dude. Always do your best.
Yeah. And it's like a lot of, if you do your best, you walk out of there, you're
that's
like,
so true, man.
I mean, I can't do anything more than that. So if you want something else,
Don Miguel Ruiz, I have the Mastery of Love dedicated for our birthday from him.
Damn, that's pretty badass.
Yeah, dude, he's awesome.
I love that, man. That little book is such a little page flipper. You could read it.
It is,
quick,
yeah.
man.
It's such a great book, man.
We had an episode about that too.
No way.
All early episodes. We're trying to talk about everything on here.
I gotta watch all your videos.
Yeah, man. Yeah. We've been doing it. Damn, this is episode 30, bro.
Dang, man,
it's kind of crazy. It's just this is one of the things it goes back to what do you have in your control, and for me, I'm like, look, I'm still doing my thing. I'm still booking. I'm still like, this is how I'm gonna pay my bills. But at the same time, it's like in between, like that in between time. I'm sick of just like,
Yeah, dude.
what do you fucking like? Even if
Yeah.
I'm auditioning a lot, and
Yeah. Just
Just-
remaining creative, I feel, right?
I need to express myself.
Yes, man.
And it's just like a lot of times you're getting into this. Whether you get this project or not, you don't get to express yourself because it's like, oh well, this is what I was feeling that I wanted to put
Yeah,
out. I'm
dude.
doing this project because it's a commercial, it's to pay me a lot of money, and
Right.
not
Right.
as opposed to like this is my creative expression.
I feel you.
Or,
Right.
or I'm doing a show and it's just kind of like a cool show, but
Yeah.
like I don't know.
And mind you, sometimes we have to do that's like part of like where we earn our like where we kind of like learn our chops and earn
Yeah.
our, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
our
yeah.
street cred is doing these projects. Sometimes like you're like, fuck, dude, like okay, I'm gonna do
and
this.
you never
shit.
know either.
And you never know. That's
Some of
so
them are
true,
just
dude.
boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I was watching the
Yeah.
trailer for High and Mighty. Your show's
Oh
coming
yeah,
out.
I forgot that. Yeah, that's one of the other projects. I'm
Oh
excited
my
about,
god,
man.
this guy he's got a show. It's on Stage 13, right? Is it
Yeah,
called?
so Stage 13. I don't know when they're gonna officially launch it, but it's Warner Brothers' new digital platform.
So it's like it would be like a
Yeah.
new competitor to like Hulu or anything
Yeah,
like
I
that.
assume so. That's what they're gonna. I think from what I've gotten, the information I've gotten for it is that they're gonna launch it kind of like a Hulu or its own Netflix, or one of their. I mean, because one of their shows premiered. They've been premiering a lot of their shows at different film festivals. So Sundance premiered one,
Oh, nice.
and then
So they have a couple
I
shows
Love
already in the
Beck and
bag.
Lucy, premiered in at South by Southwest, and then ours premiered at LA Film Festival.
Nice.
So they've been doing these, and so I don't know if they're. I think probably come fall. I hope
Yeah.
they launch the whole thing, and I think they're really hopefully they push the show hard and
Dude, the
because
trailer
it was so much fun, Rick.
Dude.
I'm telling you, it was the most fun I've ever had ever on set.
I was looking at this trailer like this fucking idea is so good. Bro.
It sounds no this thing.
Explain.
Okay, this is gonna sound stupid because literally people have told me have watched it, and I'm rarely proud of things at work. I mean, no, I'm proud of everything, but like,
But not like,
but-
dude, this is good.
but like there's certain things that you're just like you're excited for more,
Yeah.
And so this one, one of our friends in New York has saw an early cut of it, and he saw like the whole series, and it's 8 episodes, and they're kind of like smaller episodes, they're like around 15, 17 minutes long.
Yeah.
And he told me, he's like, dude, when I heard about this concept, I was like, this thing is gonna be stupid.
That's the point.
And he watched it. He's like, it is so good, man. He goes, it's so good. He's like, I was like, really? And this is before I saw it. I was like, I haven't even seen it. And then I saw it, and I'm really excited for it, man. The script was so good, and that's why we walked into it going like, this is what it's about. It's about this dude named Cello Chavez, but the original title of the show was Scumbag Superhero, and then now it's called High and Mighty. So this guy,
I like both. I like both of them.
yeah. Well, apparently you couldn't. I don't know if I could talk about this, but I think I can. Yeah, the superhero you can't. DC and Marvel own the rights to use the word superhero in a title, in like anything entertainment. Like you use it to describe something.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, man.
That's some Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
That's hot.
That's
That's what she said, right? What did she say? She said,
Oh, I
that's
forgot.
sick. That's so sick.
Oh, so we can't use that no more?
You can't use it in lyrics to a song.
What?
Something like that. Taylor Swift.
Are you serious? That's crazy, man.
You can't own words, Taylor.
Jeez.
It was like, that's so sick. Something like that. And then so this metal band came out where they just said those 3 words.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and they were like, okay, you want to own these? But anyway, so the show.
So the show is
Cello
about this
Chavez.
dude, Cello Chavez, 25-year-old. He's kind of down and out, doesn't have a job, and he's kind of like he's a lovable lush. He's got like he's in that he's like in kind of like delayed adulthood, like entering adulthood. And he's been with this girl.
He's a man-child?
He is a man-child. He's been with this girl for like since they were teenagers, and she's a good girl, and she kind of got her stuff together after her parents passed away. They inherited the house, and she has her shit together. And she gives him an ultimatum saying like, "Hey, you need to get your stuff together. You need to stop hanging out with your stupid ass friends and getting drunk and high every day, and you need to get a job." And so what he does as a job is he donates blood, donates sperm, and does these clinical trials, right? And during one of these clinical trials, I don't know if I'm giving it too much of the plot, but I feel like you gotta understand. So like he discovers that he has superpowers, but it's only when he's drunk and high. And basically the scientist at this clinical lab He's been developing the serum his whole life, and he wants to sell it to the government or the military. Make a lot of money.
A bunch of fucking drunk soldiers.
So he's trying to do it. So he doesn't know how to test it out. So he needs to test it on people. So these people come in and do these clinical trials, and he kind of gives secretly gives me the serum. Yeah. And so I'm taking it, and so he's like, well, how do I know? So if it works, so he shoots me up one day. We're just day drinking.
It's in
and I don't
trailer.
die.
Yeah.
And
your friend's like, hey man, you got shot like 100 times, man.
How the fuck you did that? Yeah. So my friends are getting like, so the show has a very like Friday meets Superman, I guess. I don't know. Friday meets Superman meets Workaholics.
Meets Hancock.
Hancock, yes. Like Friday meets Hancock meets like kind of Workaholics. There's like the trio, like a buddy.
Chelsea worked on it too, right?
Yeah, Chelsea plays my little sister in it.
Shout out to Chelsea.
Yeah, Chelsea didn't
She's been working a lot too lately.
Yeah, dude.
She's another person who started off real young.
Yeah, man. Yeah, she was young, dude.
7 years old or something like that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Crazy, right?
So man, that show, that's supposed to come out this fall or something.
This fall. It's going to get released. So it's called High and Mighty.
Trailer is so fucking good. I think it's on YouTube now.
Yeah, it's like a little teaser too. Yeah, it's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. Check it out. It's High and Mighty. Jesus
on Stage
Christ.
13 Network is the
man. Yeah. So that's kind of crazy. You've also been doing a lot of voice work, bro.
Yeah, a bunch of voiceover stuff, man.
Dude,
and I've been wanting to do this since I was a little kid, man.
It's the funnest, bro. I have a great agent for voice.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah.
And like reading for all this stuff, you're like, I'm just making. They send you a picture of the cartoon. You're like,
you're like, oh, that's exactly, yeah.
And like, I just read for one. I can't really talk about it, but it's
yes,
it's kind of like, oh, the pictures are cool, whatever. But you're on a Disney show now.
Yeah, on a Disney show, an Amazon show, and then a DreamWorks show that I can't talk about.
Damn.
But because
the Amazon, which Amazon?
The Amazon's called Lost in Oz, and so
that's right.
That one's amazing, man. It's so amazing. And it's launching actually August 4th.
I think I saw the artwork for that.
Yeah, it looks kind of like Paranorman. It looks like a feature film.
Yeah.
And they're launching the first season, which is like 13 episodes.
How many did you guys do?
We're already on. I think we're done with the second season.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So they're gonna launch
Amazon?
The first 13.
They got deep pockets.
What happened?
They said
Amazon, right? Amazon. Yeah, Amazon.
They have deep pockets.
Oh, they do get. Yeah.
We're gonna shoot whatever we want.
Yeah.
We're gonna make whatever we want.
They just bought Whole Foods too. Yeah. Right.
4.6 billion or something like that.
Crazy.
What was it? No, 3. What was it?
Something like that. Something crazy.
3.1.
They
but a lot of billions.
I play. It's the new Wizard of Oz adaptation. It's called Lost in Oz, and it's based on the Oz books by this guy Frank L. Baum. So it's the Oz book series, and it's awesome. And you would love it because I feel this is the beauty of it. This is a great. I think there's a lot of like social commentary.
Yeah.
Because the guys who created are such a solid group of humans. They're such good dudes, and at the core of it, it's about these people that don't look anything alike, that you would never think would be friends, coming together. And it's like a female lead, it's Dorothy, finding her voice and creating change during the biggest magic crisis in Oz, where people were stripped away from their magic, and only a few people are in control of all the magic now. And it's
that's pretty badass, man.
It's awesome. I love it. It's like one of my favorite. I got chills right now talking about it. And they launched like the new trailer, I think, just this week for the new season that airs.
Oh, it's gonna be so tight.
It's so cool, man.
And then you're doing Elena of Avila.
So Elena of Avila, which is the Disney one, they got nominated for an Emmy today,
dude.
Yeah, dude, which is kind of crazy. So it's a primetime Emmy, and then Lost in Oz, they launched only like the pilot and like another episode as a special, and it won 3 Emmys,
dude.
Those are the daytime Emmys, yeah.
Wait, it already won?
Yeah, so Oz already won.
Hasn't come out.
Hasn't even come out yet. They only released the pilot with 2 episodes, I think, as a special.
And they're like, this is the greatest shit ever. Give it an Emmy.
Yes, exactly.
Give it
they give it 3.
Give it 3.
3. And they got nominated for 5, and they won 3 of them. And one is outstanding, the best children's program.
Exciting, man.
So it's cool, man. It's like, I always wanted to do this, but
how did that kind of start off in the voice world? Because people don't realize it's a numbers game,
dude,
bro.
It is. They get so many auditions, man. We think like commercials and going out for theatrical work is hard. Voiceover stuff, they listen to like, sometimes for one part they'll listen to like hundreds of voices,
dude. Because I mean, I'm lucky enough to have a good agent and all that stuff. And I book stuff, but it's like, dude, it's such a small market.
Yes, man. And some of these people have been doing it for years, and they're so talented.
You know,
I thought I could do like voices. These people are like crazy talented.
You know Nicholas Roy?
Yes, man.
So
doesn't he do cartoon voices?
Yeah, he does. Yes. He's like the master at it, and that's
amazing, man.
camera. He did like Digimon. He did all this other crazy
That's
stuff.
amazing.
But it's a tiny market.
Mm-hmm.
So like, how did you kind of break into that?
Dude, like it was kind of synchronistic. It was kind of magical the way I got into voiceovers. I never met people that do voiceovers ever, and I always wanted to do voiceovers, but I never knew how to get into it. So this one summer about 5 years ago, I met 3 people that do voiceovers as a career within a period of a month, and I was like, "This is so weird. That's so."
The universe
great.
is like,
Yeah, man. I'm not kidding you. That's
Yeah.
how I took it as, because I was just like, wow, that's so great. I never met people that do voiceovers. And I just met someone last week. And then
Yeah.
like 2 weeks later, they're like, and it was a couple at a barbecue, and
So random.
but it was like my manager's barbecue.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, like I do, because I asked them, I always want to do voiceovers. And they're like, yeah, well, that's my wife's niche. I do choreography and do voiceovers too, but my wife does voiceovers full time. I was like, that's amazing. Like, you should take classes with this guy named Tony Gonzalez. He's a friend of ours, and he's a famous like kids coach here in LA, but he coaches adults too and comedians and stuff. And so he look how crazy this is. I just told this story at this like SAG panel we did on a Tuesday. I take a class with Tony. On 2 days later, on Thursday, I get a voiceover audition from my commercial agency. Never had I ever gone on a voiceover audition before. Never.
ever.
And they had a voiceover department that they were starting. I didn't even know they had a voiceover department. I was like, what?
I'm in it.
And so I was like, I'm in. No, but what the guy, the voiceover agent did, they needed more bilingual guys for like a submission for this one PBS cartoon. It was like this interactive series for online. And he went over to the commercial department. He's like, hey, who's some of your good bilingual guys? Blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, yeah. She's like, Jorge, why don't you? And they sent a couple of names. So I went in and I booked it. Of
course.
The first one. I
Yeah.
booked my first guest star thing, the Raising Hope. It's so funny.
Yeah.
The first time
It's
isn't
naive,
that crazy?
And then
Yeah.
you realize like, whoa,
And
shit, it's really
guess
narrow
what-
in here.
And you know what the fuck I booked? We sent it in jokingly. It was all these roles, like Crocodile Man, like blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I go, I could do the grandma's voice too. And he's like, all right, like let's just send it in. We're like, yeah, we're like, F it, like just send it in. We're like, okay. So I did the grandma's voice, and I booked the grandma's voice
Oh
for the
my
thing.
God.
So I go in and I'm recording, and we're out. I remember when I got that call, I was like, shut up, I did not book the grandma's voice. I'm like, what?
They want
And I'm
you to
sure
do
all
the
these
grandma.
women read for it. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
So I go in, and then I end up doing also the main little kid named Noah, his voice too for the series.
Oh, you ended up doing that one too.
Yeah, so they replaced the actress that
Oh, dang.
originally got casted, because PBS was, I don't know, it's a whole story, but I didn't know what
Yeah.
was, they had to replace her. I don't know if she
This
couldn't
is
do
your
it anymore.
first thing
My
ever.
first thing ever. So ever since then, that agent, he started sending me out on auditions, and so
Yeah.
I followed him to another agency, and now he's at a really like one of the top voiceover agencies.
Yeah.
And so I'm there with him now.
So he kind of found his niche through voice too, then.
Yeah, exactly. Like
'Cause he wasn't a voice agent.
yeah, he
before
was
he-
an assistant to a voice agent, and then now he took over that department, and then
Yeah.
now he went over and
And
started a
deepened.
voiceover department at another agency, which is a really good, solid commercial agency.
Yeah.
And then now he's at SPV, which is one of the top ones. Yeah.
Dope,
And so
man.
so now it's been like at that agency, they like
Sending
run like
fire
a
your way.
factory. They're amazing. They just like send me audition every day.
Yeah.
I'm there almost every single day.
Oh my God.
Every day, that's like part of my routine. I came back into town. I was like, okay, well, you have a voiceover audition, and I usually go set it up between like 10 or noon, and I go into the voiceover agency, and I'm like, okay, you have this Jack in the Box radio ad, and you have this one
This one-
cartoon for Fox, and then
Dude, that's so fun.
Real-
I do them here at home.
that's amazing. I needed a mic. I drive like the 7-minute drive to get there,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
then so if not, I do
You're
it at
also
home.
down the street from like Elaine Craig, right? Oh no, you used to be.
Yeah, no, I'm right there.
Oh yeah, you're there.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it's
Yeah.
just like, dude, yeah, that's another one.
Yeah, man.
You just walk.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I do it at home just because I don't like to I gotta drive over there. I
I
gotta do
feel
this,
you,
I gotta do
dude.
that, or
No,
whatever.
I should get one of these. These are amazing, man.
Yeah.
How much was it?
I probably spent like $400 on. I got a bunch though. I got 4
Are
mics.
you serious?
Yeah, I got
Dang,
and
man.
I got a bunch of stuff.
Maybe that's why. Maybe because like
You can
I could
get-
just record on my
no,
phone
no.
under my pillows.
I've done that too.
Really?
But
Oh,
you
yeah.
could get like a $50
But these are-
USB bike for
Okay.
like a snowball for like $50.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Oh, I
and,
should
and
do
they're
that.
perfect. You
Oh,
can get
cool.
Audacity. I'll hook you up, bro.
Oh,
It'd be
dope.
dope.
The
Time
more you,
for
the more you know.
some hot seat questions.
Down. This is cool. I didn't know.
I
we were
want
gonna
you
do this.
to give me a choice here. Either
Yes.
you lose your thumbs.
Mhm.
Pick one.
Okay.
Or you get to relive your most embarrassing day of your life over and over again and feel all those embarrassing feelings all over again.
Dang. Well, I don't know what my most embarrassing.
Just think about the most embarrassing shit ever, how that makes you feel, and then living that every single day forever.
I think it's losing my thumbs, man. Right? I mean, I'm cool with these. I can still do plenty.
Okay,
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
What was your favorite childhood cartoon and why?
Oh, I loved probably Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I loved it, man.
Pizza.
That, and I used to watch. I was obsessed with that and Ghostbusters.
Oh shit!
I had like
yeah.
I was a Ghostbuster 2 years in a row for like So those two, man.
You were
Animaniacs too. As I got older.
Oh my god!
Animaniacs. And I'm working right now with the executive producer of the Animaniacs.
Dude.
It's out full circle, dude.
Oh my god!
And I remember I saw it. I looked them up like when I booked it. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
After I booked this project, I saw him. I was like, "What?" I was like, "Dude,
Animaniacs."
He did Animaniacs. I'm like, "That's crazy."
I love Animaniacs.
I love it.
Remember that wheel of morality? Turn.
Yeah.
Tell us the lesson that we should.
Yes, man. That's crazy. Yes, man. That's awesome. I forgot about that.
Let's see. What was your favorite subject in high school?
My favorite. In high school was sophomore year when I first took my psychology class. I thought everyone told me don't take Mr. Porterfield. I remember Mr. Porterfield. He's so hard, man. No, don't take that class. I took that class. That was the only A I got that semester.
And it was psychology?
Psychology.
Dude, I wanted to major in psychology
Loved
first.
it, man.
Because it's understanding the brain.
Exactly. And understanding, I feel like human. And
Our
I feel
emotion.
like I've learned more about acting from psychology courses than...
Makes
I
sense.
mean, I take it from all my acting class. I love all my acting, especially the one I'm in now. But
Where you at now?
with Diana Castle. It's
Oh,
called
yeah.
The Imagine Life.
Dude.
She's amazing.
I've been
dude.
hearing...
She would love her.
Dude.
I love
Miguel was telling me about it.
Yeah, he's the one who told me about it, dude.
So I've been hearing a bunch of... Like, other people have told me about it.
She's amazing.
All right, I'm going.
She's like...
All right, I'm sold.
You walk in and she
Damn,
has a
I'm coming.
lecture, and her lectures, I feel, should be like online for the world. Like
Anthony Meinl does.
She's super conscious, and you're reminded of why the power like you hold as an artist, and like of why we're doing this, and I'm just about being human. You're going in there. Yeah, I told one of my buddies, and he went. I remember he got into the class, and he called me. He's like, "Bro," he's like, "This." He's like, "Thank you for I was like, "No, dude, this is all you." You know.
Yeah,
He's like, "No, dude." He goes, "This changed my life." He goes, "I needed it." It's beautiful. I really love her.
I'm going.
Yeah, she's awesome.
I'm sold.
Yeah,
I'm sold.
but I've taken a bunch of classes from that. I take everything from her, like everything. But this reminded me of like those psychology classes I got so much of because it reminded me of like what it means to be human and what it means and why we do what we do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, let's wrap it up with what is your life motto?
Yeah.
What's your life motto?
My life motto is "Tacarese," man.
Tacarese.
Yeah, take it easy because you won't come out alive anyway.
Yeah, man.
You won't make it out alive.
Anything else you want to plug in?
Other than that, man, just like
so you got the Long Road Home coming out on Nat Geo soon.
Yeah, Nat
this fall.
Geo. That I think that's I don't know if I could say, but
fall
soon, like within 4 months.
And then High and Mighty should be coming out.
High and Mighty in the fall too. And then Lost in Oz streams August 4th.
All in the fall. It's gonna be a big fall for you, bro.
Yeah, man. And then Elena Vavlor starts, I think, in September. Yeah, damn,
bro.
All in the fall, dude.
Look at this guy.
It's all in the fall.
Damn.
It's funny, man.
Follow him at I am Jorge Diaz.
Yes.
Thanks for coming on, brother.
Of course, man.
I appreciate it, man. It's fun, brother.
Yeah,
it's
man.
fun.
We'll come back and we'll talk about conspiracy theories.
Yeah. As for next time, we'll be back next week, y'all. This is episode 30. Gears Radio.